back to another episode of Heels Up. I am Vlad St. Valentine, and with me is the one who matters, Mr. Reggie Lincoln.
What up, man?
How you doing, brother?
Everything's all good with me, man.
Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I'm still full from Thanksgiving.
Dude, yeah, we made bacon wrap dates. They were fucking awesome.
I never had anything like that.
I will have to make you some sometime. They're absolutely amazing. There's nothing funny there. There's no punchline. They're good.
No.
Like, I don't know what else to tell you guys. Not everything can be funny. Sometimes we just talk about our day.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck you.
We're real people.
Yeah. Real people who like bacon wrap dates. They're
Well,
delicious.
I don't know if I like them or not because I never had anything like that.
You will, trust me.
Okay.
Dates are okay, and bacon makes everything better. So,
Also with us at the producer stands, the host with the mimosas, Mr. Caden Ramos.
hey guys, how's it going?
Good, man. Your turkey day?
It was all right.
Yeah, you had
Good,
like
good.
grandma like airdrop you some stuff so no one got near each other.
Yeah, my brother was supposed to go pick up food, but he wasn't feeling too hot, so grandma came out and brought us food.
I thought
That's
maybe he
awesome.
just got stoned and ate it on the way home.
No.
It's like those old Bluebell commercials where they get there at the truckload. There's only like 4 gallons left. It's like, what happened to my truckload? I ate the rest.
Or the McDonald's commercial where
Oh.
the dad gets all the food and then all of a sudden when he gets home, all the fries are gone.
Dude, the fries are cold by the time you get home. If
Yeah,
you want to be
you gotta eat
edible,
the
you
fries
got to eat
first.
them on the
Yeah.
drive. Yeah. That's just practical. I don't
Yeah.
blame that dad at all.
Oh, I don't either.
And also with us today, hanging out in the corner, is our executive producer, Mr. Miles Norton. You can at least like poke your head in,
Yeah,
or like
you-
wave or
you-
something. Just give us a little.
What's up, guys?
So we start off Raw with the Raw Survivor Series team getting rewarded since they got the clean sweep, and they all get to. This is really weird. Like Gunny Lackey, I think is the fact that he got made Gunny is kind of going to his head a little bit. It's like everyone make your case to me as to why you should be like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
this bullshit?
He's getting
Like,
drunk with power now.
It really is. Like everyone
Oh,
has to
yeah.
come like make their case to him as to why they should be the number one contender to the championship. Like it's the fucking question portion of a beauty pageant, you know? Like, what do you think about world peace? You know, I think world peace is great. Very good, Bambi. Go put your swimsuit on.
So eventually we're gonna
Those were the Trump ones. All right. What?
Yeah, I said eventually we're gonna need someone like Vince or Triple H to put him back in his place. He's gonna get abuse his authority like most GMs on Raw. And here comes Vince or Triple H or Stephanie and say, hey,
Well,
you
this
answer to me.
whole stupid premise, and it was a stupid premise, was simply a setup for him to make Braun explode at him, and Braun manhandles Gunny Lackey and gets suspended. So, though people,
Spoilers.
yeah, well, we're wrapping this whole thing up because we're getting to it. All right. So with him suspended and people are supposed to come make their case, Randy shows up at one point in time backstage to make his case as to why he should be number one contender, as well as Bobby Lashley. So now that we've got 6 people involved, Gunny Lackey decides we're going to have 3 matches tonight between the 6 men, the 4 in the Survivor Series team that are left since Braun's gone, and Randy and Bobby. So 3 matches tonight here on Raw. The winner of those matches will face each other in a triple threat match next week, which, as Caden thinks, will probably be a fatal 4-way with Braun coming back.
Yep.
But the winner of that match will end up being your number one contender. So,
Yeah. I mean, great matches, by the way. This is going to be great coming up, man.
we did have some good matches tonight. The first one up, actually, we kind of start off with Matt Riddle facing off against Sheamus. And
Fireface.
Fireface, as he's calling him.
Because Fire Crotch was taken.
And you would think that like what they've been building up with Sheamus, you know, butting up to Drew, they were kind of angling for that. But maybe they're going to let it take a little bit longer before they get to it, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Because Riddle ends up winning with that Manatee's favorite ball, you know?
Yeah, he just rolled them all up.
Rolls him up, man. And dude, we've got a lot of roll-ups tonight, man.
Don't we, man?
Yeah, dude, that clean finish ball got stuck in the drain and the Manatees couldn't get it out to save their life. So they just were playing those roll-ups all night. You know what, dude? I'm glad to see the Manatees happy.
Yeah.
So we got another brilliant Firefly Funhouse night also, which the highlight of this one was they were bagging on friendship, you know, because Alexa had a match with Nikki Cross later on. And we get Friendship Frog, a new short-lived addition to the Firefly Funhouse.
Oh, man. Poor Frog.
Alexa smashes him, but the genius part of this was the in memoriam they played afterwards, which just showed like, you know, stock footage of tadpoles up through the life cycle of a frog, up into the clip of the frog on the show from 5 seconds ago. And
This is amazing. It really is.
I know there's supposed to be sinister lurking underneath all this, but that was just fucking like, that was hilarious.
Oh,
that was
comedy gold, man.
like Ryan Reynolds would be proud of y'all. That was great.
Yeah.
Good job.
I felt very, very pleased with it because it reminded me of my Akira Tozawa memoriam video that I had at the end where he was in that match that he was in that day.
I keep telling you, man, the shit we say sometimes shows up on screen. So one of our 3 viewers just happens to be Kevin Dunn.
Yeah. Maybe it's Kenny Lackey.
Well, we're the only channel that hasn't started bagging on him regularly. So he has nothing else left to watch on YouTube. So Kevin Dunn brought his buck teeth over here to watch us. Oh, shit. Now we lost him. Fuck. So we get a Raw Women's Championship match with Lana just kind of stumbled into, which didn't last very long because the women's tag team champs were on the outside and they ended up getting involved because Asuka dumped some water on Nia. And so Nia and Shayna just jump her and this becomes a tag team match, which again ends with, how did it end, Caden?
With the roll up.
Oh yeah, that's right. The fucking Manatee's favorite ball.
No, but we missed another Manatee's favorite ball that's been going on for the past 9 weeks.
Which match did I skip over because it wasn't important?
No. It wasn't a match.
Well, if you call Lana versus the table a match.
Yeah, Lana didn't go to the table. I'm a little sad about that, man.
Snap the streak.
I
didn't even think about that. Yeah.
The second most legendary streak in WWE.
But yeah, the end of the impromptu tag team match comes when Nia just can't stand looking at Lana, starts beating her up on the outside, and she goes to tackle her over the announce table. Lana moves out of the way, taking Nia out. Well, Lana's got her back to the ring, looking at the wreckage that is, Nia laid out behind the announce table. Baszler, who's the legal woman, starts choking her, through the ropes, and Asuka rolls her up because Asuka legal, and on we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what, man? Like you're Vince is not one of those people who's like, they make the whole like round peg, square hole analogy or square peg, round hole analogy, whatever. Vince is one of the motherfuckers as a toddler who would set that son of a bitch on there and just hammer and hammer and hammer till that bitch went in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this Lana thing is. He is just beating us over the head with it till I'm just like, yeah, I feel good for Lana and her small victories because she's just been getting shit on so much.
I know, right?
So if that's how you're going to get her over, just by making us desperate for some glimmer of hope for that poor woman, then I guess job well done, dick. So we got our next triple threat qualifying match between Keith Lee and Bobby Lashley. And this is another one of those matches that should be a title match at a pay-per-view, man.
That's Royal Rumble worthy right there, man.
Yeah, dude, this would be a great match getting to go yard. And it's both powerful men. And Bobby kept trying to put that hurt lock on. I kept going, oh, buddy, you can't. Neither one of your arms are small enough to allow that to happen. Like there's too much beef in there for that to happen.
It really is.
You thought locking it on Titus O'Neil was going to be a problem. Like Keith Lee's arms are as big around as most human beings' like waists. Like, it's a giant human being.
Mm-hmm.
Good match though. I think Bobby got the majority of the offense in. I was a little surprised that it wasn't more even. But at the same time,
himself out.
Well, at the same time, Bobby is supposed to be the scary monster guy, I guess. So I guess you do have to kind of make him look a little strong. I don't know, man. I don't know how you do this.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby had the offensive until, like I said, he knocked himself out when he was trying to carry.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
He tried to pick up and slam Keith into the turn post and fell halfway through, stumbled. Yeah,
we don't.
He redeemed himself with the suplex.
Yeah,
we don't see Bobby struggle much strength wise, so it's kind of nice to see someone who matched his strength.
It was a good match, but this one ends with Bobby jumping on Keith. He couldn't get the hurt lock on, so he jumps on his back for a rear naked choke, and Keith just falls back. And it was just a simple bump, but it looked so devastating because you got all that weight just falling right on Bobby Lashley's lower back is what it looks like it hit.
The hip area.
Man, it looked
right
nasty.
There in that kidney area.
Yeah, it looked super nasty. So much so that I don't even know if it was planned, but MVP just jumped in the ring immediately and started hitting Keith Lee and caused our DQ. So
he had to. He had to do that.
Manatee found his second favorite ball. After that, we got our match between Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, which, Alexa, even though she's got her little fiend personification, she doesn't have the fiend invulnerability yet. She doesn't have that fiend side of her with her own mask that's like invulnerable to things. So I kind of hope she gets that level of infection at some point in time where
she doesn't wear a mask. This whole Harley Quinn thing is just awesome.
Oh, it's cool. I just hope that maybe having her wrestle with the contacts in is like her fiend version that's actually kind of impervious and no cells and something like that. But she's selling to Nikki. Nikki's dominating kind of the match for the most part, and then Alexa starts like pretending to snap out of her, like, "Where am I? I don't understand," and suckers Nikki in and hits a kind of half-assed Sister Abigail from like kind of a standing. It looked like a flatliner. She was
flatliner.
Yeah, definitely.
She was in a standing position. There was no roll to it, and Alexa wins. It was okay. It's just more moving storyline more than anything else, really.
Yeah.
So our main event tonight is our final qualifying match for the triple threat next week. We got AJ Styles taking on Randy Orton. And again, another match that could be a pay-per-view quality match. You know what I'm saying?
I know, right?
Heel versus heel, though, and you got the big guy on the outside, but he wasn't the distractor.
Yeah.
The distractor here was the Fiend kept popping up, at ringside and things like that and distracting Randy Orton. Allows AJ Styles to hit the phenomenal forearm and get the 1, 2, 3. So our contenders for the triple threat next week are Keith Lee, Matt Riddle, and AJ Styles. The only one of those that I think would be a legitimate contender for the title, or at least an interesting one, would be Keith, because there ain't no way they're giving it Matt, and I don't see a reason to take it off Drew to give it to AJ right now. Especially since AJ's just like, I'm riding out my contract. And he doesn't need the title again. He can just be AJ Styles and do his thing and have fun the rest of the time on the way out of here.
Yeah.
And put people over. And I fucking love AJ Styles. I really do. I like him as a person too.
Legend.
Seems like a good dude. So totally down for however he decides he wants to do things on the way out.
Yeah, he's earned it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. He even said, Undertaker, go out on your feet. I'll eat that last pin.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go on, dead man. You earned that one. No, doesn't seem to be a lot of ego in that dude.
No, not at all.
So
he's honestly done everything in wrestling that needs to be done.
The anti-Randy Orton, if you will.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad to see him win tonight. But it also is a relief to know that we're not going to get a repeat of Randy and Drew again. So they kind of nipped that at least there in the bud, and we're going to get Randy win the Fiend. So I'm glad to see that. I hope the Fiend Bray Wyatt gets some retribution on Randy Orton.
Oh yeah.
So that'll be cool. I guess
I want another cinematic match.
But I guess anything to float them through until Edge gets back, right?
Yeah.
But you can't have him lose too many storylines. So I don't know. I take that back. I do want to see the Fiend get retribution against Randy because they've been building it up for a little while. But if you're going to have Randy go up against Edge and lose that storyline and lose this one too, like you have to do some rehabilitation for Randy after losing 3 rivalries in a row, So
maybe it's time for Randy to take a break after this one.
Yeah, and then wait till Edge comes back too, and let Edge have a feud, and then Randy shows back up and attacks him instead of Edge coming back and attacking Randy. Yeah. I can see that. That works. Or maybe the Fiend turns him into a nice, humble person who is appreciative and cares about the fans. Yeah, it's like the Rick and Morty. It brings out the worst part of what you think is the worst part of you.
Yeah,
and that's what Randy would surely hate. So that was Raw, mostly building up to our triple threat match next week and a little bit of moving on the storylines with Lana and, Shayna and Nia, and then Nikki and Alexa and the Fiend and that kind of crap. But starting the new one with Randy and the Fiend, again, I want to see it, but what's it going to do for Randy if we're earmarking him for Edge later on?
Hey, I liked Raw. I liked it.
Yeah,
it got us through.
The qualifying matches, the wrestling was good. It's just the endings were all bullshit for the most part. So,
do you think Big Jordan let the Fiend do anything he wanted because he wasn't messing with AJ?
If I was Jordan, I'd just be like, I didn't see shit. I just pretend I didn't see that stuff. If I just like, why didn't you prep me for the Fiend? It's like, I didn't see him. He was poking up behind shit. I saw it on the camera later, but I was looking at you. I didn't see him behind the thing.
He wasn't messing with you. He was messing with Randy. That's all helping you.
Now we're gonna get into SmackDown. And this show here, like, it's telling the story, telling Roman's story. That's who the star of the show is now.
Yeah, Roman's still mildly interesting so far.
Oh, he's getting very interesting. As when it starts out, Jay Uso comes out to brag about Roman. But Roman interrupts him and tells him, hey, you're making me look You make me look weak right now. They do not fear me.
Yeah, he gets in on his ass because he told him, to leave at the pay-per-view, and he came back out, and he's like, I didn't ask you to help. You're making me look like a bitch. So
he's sick of his failures. I see that. He is getting sick and tired of his failures.
So again, he's still mad that the SmackDown team got their ass beat, and they weren't listening to. They didn't listen to Jay because they don't respect Jay, and if they don't respect Jay, they don't respect Roman. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, this is Roman's yard, and he needs his respect.
Yeah, whatever.
But after Roman got done tearing Jay a new one, pretty much we thought what we was going to get was the match between Otis and Ken Corbin. But as we see, Jay is now very angry at his team. And the first one he decides to take it out on was Otis when he comes and beats him down with a chair.
So to get back in Roman's good graces, he's going to teach his former teammates a lesson and make them respect since they weren't listening at the night of. He's going to beat a little respect in them, after the fact. And he starts by taking out Otis with the chair before his match. And he just whips that big boy's ass with that chair, man.
It was brutal.
He was laying some stiff ones in. Otis is like, don't worry about it. I'm thick. I can take them. You just go ahead and lay them in there. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Buy me a sandwich. We're good.
You're going to owe me Subway after this. I want 5 foot long.
5 foot longs.
And, that pretty much takes Otis out for the night, so we don't get the match between him and Corbin. But what we do get next is the Glorious Show-Offs coming out, and they want tag team gold. So they cut their little promo, call them Street Profits out, and then we get into our first match of the night.
Yeah, wasn't bad. Before they start the match, the Street Profits come out, and they're like, Ford is convinced that Dolph is HBK, which is something I've been saying for years, that he's a watered down HBK. I chuckled. That was great. Dawkins over here. No, man, he's just a big fan of HBK. That's not HBK.
Their jokes are a little off on Rude.
Yeah, they're making jokes about his formal facial hair that it's like, man, Ford, just lift up them dark shades inside. You can see that he's grown a beard now. It's not just this shitty mustache.
The stepfather mustache.
The 70s porno mustache.
But it didn't land with me.
The I've done cocaine in the back of a bowling alley mustache. Off the hood of a Trans Am. While a cocktail waitress who isn't my wife gave me a blow, AJ.
Ooh.
Speak from experience.
But yeah, the match, it was good. It was a good match. Street Profits always bring it. But so does Ziggler. And tonight, guess what happened?
Oh.
Manatee's favorite ball.
We get a roll-up?
A roll-up.
Oh.
But it wasn't the Street Profits that won. It was the Glorious Show-Offs.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode just rolled old Montez Ford over.
Well, we don't want the Street Profits to look bad. I mean, we just let them beat the New Day, right? I mean, we're definitely putting them up to be a big deal. And since Roode and Ziggles haven't been shit for so long, you got just letting them beat the new big deal this one night, even if it's a fluke. I guess it's supposed to give them credibility for a build-up for a tag team title match.
I think this is going to be a good feud.
That they'll lose. Well, no.
Maybe they won't.
Ziggles makes the most of his rivalries and the things he gets put into.
I think it's almost about time for another title run for Ziggles.
Are you excited about Ziggles doing anything? I would be excited about Bobby Roode breaking the shackles and going off on a singles run.
Yeah.
That's the only thing about those two that would make me excited. If you let Bobby Roode be the champion he could be. Like, let him be on the level of your big dogs, because Roode can handle it, and Roode would be great in that position. I like Bobby Roode a lot, and I think he's so underutilized on the main roster. It's disgusting. He's a Finn Balor.
80% of the roster is underused.
Well, that's true, but he's like a Finn Balor, someone who is a fucking champ.
Yeah.
You can look at a lot of guys that are underused, and you're like, those guys are like, okay, remember, I keep going back to it, I'm sorry, but like our Attitude Era, when, say what you will about Vince Russo, everyone was used well. Everyone on the card had something to do.
Yeah.
And there are those people who were never, ever, you knew were never going to be the champion. But every week you were still interested to see them come do their thing and where they fit into stuff, right? Mm-hmm. There are people that you go, okay, these guys are lifetime mid-carders, upper, lower mid-carders, but they have their role to play each week competing for their titles, whether it be the IC for the mid-carders or, the top belt for the big guys, right? Godfather, mid-carder. He might get a European title or an Intercontinental title, but you knew the Godfather was never going to get the world title. But you didn't care because the Godfather was a lot of fun and always had something going on that was entertaining. Val Venus, same way.
Rikishi.
So Rikishi, he did get to try out like a Hell in a Cell one time where he got thrown off by, or not Hell in a Cell, the
Undertaker threw him off.
It was it like a 6-man Hell in a Cell or was it an elimination chamber thing?
I think it was a cell.
I think it was too, yeah.
Even though it was a bad call to make him a heel, but still.
It is what it is. I did it for The Rock. And The Rock makes fun of that. Yeah, I totally buried the angle before it even started.
Yeah, no.
Rock is great at destroying things before they even start, sometimes with just one line. That's the power of The Rock's, banter. God bless him. Anyway, what the fuck were we talking about when I was going off on this?
Well, we just finished off the match with
Yeah, we were making a point about all this stuff. What the hell were we talking about though?
Vince doesn't use people correctly.
Yeah, okay. People who are placed in those in positions of who you look at and you're like mid-card or this, that, and the other. Finn Balor and Bobby Roode, though, those are main eventers. They were in NXT effectively. They could have been here. Just like, what's the...
they're using Finn right at NXT now.
Undisputed Era, Adam Cole.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
If Adam Cole were to ever get on the main roster, Adam Cole's a fucking main eventer. But Adam Cole's the size of X-Pac.
Smaller than that.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Adam Cole ain't ever going to be a champion on the main roster.
That's why he wants to stay in NXT.
He's smart too.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. There are people who are main event talent who just are not getting used like main event talent.
So next up, we go into the promo with Mysterio family and Corbin, which Corbin just talks a little trash to him. It sets up for a match later on that night.
Yeah, like the Mysterio family's cutting a promo and Corbin just wanders off and starts talking shit. I guess because he didn't have anything to do because his match got fucked with. So he's like, I know, I'll just walk around and talk shit to the first people I find because he's a dick.
It's his kingdom.
Oh, an asshole. But
kingdom.
Yeah, we get the match between Murphy and Corbin as a result of the shit talking. And, they're all just sitting around going, fuck, we're all like a foot shorter than Corbin. Who's the tallest? Oh, the 205 Live guy. Send him in there.
Okay, we'll get into all of that later because next we have the match between Daniel Bryan and Sami Zayn.
Yeah, Sami Zayn up to his antics again, wins this one with another
count out.
Yeah.
He beat him in 10 seconds.
He ramped through. He ran away from the match.
Fucking 10.
Had a great match between the two of them because, again, these are two great, fucking amazing wrestlers. And we were having an amazing wrestling match. But Sami, using his stuff, books up the ranch, literally running away from the match, and then, like, hits a U-turn and runs back and gets in the ring before the 10 count and beats Daniel Bryan. What a dick.
Yeah. But why didn't Daniel Bryan chase after him? Because back in gorilla position, he started getting beat up by Jay Uso.
Getting his ass whooped by the Jay Uso and his chair he borrowed from Bailey.
But KO breaks it up, and he comes after Jay Uso while the medics check on Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, he runs Jay off a little bit, and then Jay's back talking to his cousin, Roman. And Kevin comes up and just gets in both their face, like, tired of your fucking bullshit family drama, infect everybody. This is not your little playpen. Like he does in promos where he just cuts to the bullshit and gets real for a second, KO's the best at that. But he's like, basically, you guys figure your shit out. He's like, if this is your fucking family and you care so much about family, you should treat them like shit, and just laid into Roman a little bit. Just, coming from people who are so polite, KO is very good at being biting. So yeah, Roman tells Jay to handle it, and that's where we're getting our main event tonight. Jay taking on KO, which I'm liking that Jay Uso is getting a lot of time in the main event. Roman getting to work that easy schedule is, with the Paul Heyman schedule.
Pretty much the Brock Lesnar schedule.
It does let Jay get some spotlight doing the heavy lifting, and they keep trying to tell that story of him trying to figure out how to please the master.
Yeah.
It's basically turning into like the bumbling sidekick from the 80s cartoon, like the villain sidekick or whatever. Like Jay's turning into Beast Man and like Paul Skeletor Roman Skeletor. Paul would be Evil Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sexier.
Well, up next, we got Bianca Belair versus Natalya with Bayley coming out to do commentary. Why is Bayley coming out to do commentary?
Because she's the captain.
Still wearing that armband.
Look at me. I'm the captain now.
You look at me. Don't look at
Got
me.
a little aggressive there, didn't you?
Don't look at me.
But yeah, but really, why is Bayley out there? Not only because she's the captain, but she wanted to start crap with Bianca.
Yeah,
because she got counted out.
Yeah, she's giving Bianca shit for failing the team, even though she was the first person eliminated. She didn't want to talk about that.
No, she don't want to talk about that.
She did challenge Michael Cole to a match for mentioning it, though.
Which I don't get why. I mean,
you know what? Between all the other bullshit matches you could put up for Bayley, I would rather watch her wrestle Michael Cole at the next pay-per-view. So book it, WWE.
No,
Bayley versus Michael Cole at WrestleMania, man.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, Michael Cole calls his shots at WrestleMania. Undefeated.
Undefeated. The streak continues.
Oh gosh. Match itself was okay, but again, Bayley gets involved and Bianca Belair goes to deck Natty, who ducks, and she ducks Bayley instead. And Natty hits Bianca from behind, throws in the ring, and Bayley tries to get in, and Natty gets pushing her. It's like a Three Stooges episode, man.
Oh yeah.
But in all that, the Mantis second favorite ball, like you said, yeah.
The roll up, Bianca
that's
wins.
his favorite ball. I was thinking the DQ. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That was the Manatee's favorite ball this time. Another roll up.
Another roll up.
1, 2, 3. Bianca Belair wins.
I love seeing Bianca Belair win, and Natty certainly is just out there to eat pins these days. She's Tamina with slightly more credibility, but I hate seeing these roll ups, especially that's because we've all we've gotten. It's all we've gotten. We've not gotten anyone just cleanly pinned to the mat. 1, 2, 3. Just quick roll ups, and we got a DQ on one of the ones on Raw, didn't we, or some shit? I've already forgotten because this is how disappointing and unmemorable the roll up finish is and stuff. The surprise roll up finish. I think you guys just think it's more realistic. I guess
the most used finisher in WWE history.
I don't know, man. You're like, well, it makes more sense, than these big beefy guys being knocked out for 3 seconds to just quickly be able to strategically roll your opponent up and hold him to the mat for 3 seconds. I guess, is that what you're going for? Because I'm not digging it. No one's digging it. No one likes it. It's not fun. We want to see stunners and rock bottoms. We want to see devastating finishing moves that are actually finishing moves and finish a fucking match. Just saying.
But next match we get the highly underrated Murphy against Ken Corbin. So that was the one that was selected.
Yep. Yeah.
And Murphy takes a beating.
They're walking to the match. There's one of those, you must be this high to wrestle Corbin, and Murphy was the only one who made it.
Yes. Murphy hit him with a knee strike, and as Corbin was laying down, his foot was on the rope. But Murphy still had him pinned, and Dom pushed Corbin's foot off the rope for 1, 2, 3. So another BS finisher.
Yeah, I guess this is still better than anything else. At least it was a pin. Or at least it was, a regular pin. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's still something funky has to go on. And yeah, afterwards, Corbin pisses and moans. And he's like, I want a rematch against you next week, Murphy, but I'll be ready since this was a 4-on-1 thing. So I guess he's going to find some friends or something.
Guess. Some loyal subjects.
He's going to talk to Gandilaki to be like, hey, keep them away from me.
Yeah. We'll see if they bar him from ringside or if he finds a bunch of, find some other heels that ain't doing shit. Who knows? I don't know. Corbin's about as interesting as the rest of them are.
Gable. They had that storyline there for a little bit where they were teamed up. So then they forgot about it.
Oh, Chad Gable?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I think he just gave him a couple of words of encouragement to try and do his dirty work against Matt Riddle. I don't think he was ever interested in being buddies with him. I don't think he's going to have him over for steaks, Plus, I don't think Chad would fit in any of Corbin's chairs. Like, his legs would be kicking off the end and shit. And just be uncomfortable all the way around.
All right, so we go into our main event next. KO versus Jay Uso.
Yeah, and, I thought with the way things have been going, Jay would either just get the win or we would get, Roman coming out and just, causing a little bit of distraction, Jay getting the win and the family,
Jay doesn't care about the win right now. He cares about making them fear Roman.
Yeah.
And the rest of the bloodline.
So he whips out a chair and causes the DQ himself after KO has the better part he's getting the better part of Jay throughout this match. So Jay whips out the chair and hits KO and goes out to the ringside and goes to clear off the table. That gives KO enough time to recover. He stuns Jay and then just starts beating his ass like a fucking rented mule.
Jay took another beating. Poor Jay.
Beat his ass and then just started calling Roman out. Roman, of course, we cut back to him watching TV backstage.
He's just getting all upset and stuff. But we all know he's not going to take his anger out on KO. He's going to take it out on Jay.
Through all the disappointing shit all week long without us getting a decent match that had a decent finish, this was pretty good. KO, who is an expert heel, and even though he's a face right now, is still great at just grinding that knife in you and twisting. and making those promos cut and be so real. And he's just wearing Jay's ass out and talking to Roman. It's like, this is your family. Where are you at? Why aren't you out here taking care of him? And he like, after he gets done beating his ass, he takes the chair and sets it down at the head of the announce table at the end of it. Like, and just slams like, here I am. I'll be right here, and kicks his feet up, I'm at the head of your table.
Yeah, he's the head of the table. Like, I love it. I love it.
Coupled with Paul Heyman's reaction faces as he stand behind Roman when Roman was watching all this crap, that made the week, because the rest of this week has been kind of crap. The Firefly Funhouse was okay, and the Fiend popping up was appropriate. I'm excited to see what happens with him and Randy. But other than that, this has been a very light week on anything interesting happen.
Oh yeah, and Paul didn't do any talking all night.
Didn't have to.
And but just watch SmackDown just for Paul's facial expressions every time they cut the camera to someone around him.
Paul and William Regal should teach classes in pulling heel faces and grimaces.
Oh man,
those men are experts at that shit. All right, guys. Final thoughts on SmackDown? It was. This whole week just kind of was, except for the kicking off. They did two things that might kick off our two interesting rivalries, and that would, and like I said, Fiend, Randy, and KO and Roman. So those would be fun to see.
Maybe,
other than that,
maybe
the
we
rest
get Drew and Keith Lee for longer.
Yeah, we'll see where they go after that, where they give it to, because if it's AJ or Riddle, they're just gonna get their teeth fucking kicked in.
Yeah.
Lee's the only one that's gonna make a convincing, but I don't think Lee's there yet. I think you need Lee.
I think they're gonna bring Braun Strowman back.
Yeah, Lee needs a run with the mid-cut with the USA Championship.
Put him against Bobby.
I think take it off Bobby. Yeah, and then build him up a little bit, then have him like you did with Drew. Give it a year or two of him being there, and then pop that belt on him. Same way you took your time with Braun. You took your time with most of your monsters. He's there. He's a champion. Keith Lee is totally champion. Yeah,
just double champion in NXT.
Let's just let it gestate a little bit. Let us enjoy him a little bit and build this mystique, and then I think we'll enjoy it more when he gets the belt. You know what I'm saying? That's why, one of the things that makes Drew so satisfying is, he's had such a long time to get to that point. You know what I mean? Like, his career being, him being fired at one point and having to come back. So, yeah, I do want to see that rivalry. It might just be a little soon. Kind of the same thing I said about the Randy Orton and Fiend one, but we'll see where they go. I like both those rivalry ideas. All right, guys, on the news. Mr. Ramos?
Don't beat up the mic.
All right, guys. Well,
did nothing to you.
Contrary to my earlier guesses about Roman being not Roman, about Braun being on the fourth man for the coming up triple threat match next week. Apparently, the reason they suspended him, quote unquote, is because he injured his knee at the pay-per-view.
Oh, that sucks.
So it was rumored that he was supposed to get the title shot.
Damn.
So Braun's got a knee injury?
Apparently, that's the rumor. What it looks like.
Oof. All right. So
Damn.
I guess we won't get the fatal four-way next week.
Probably
yeah,
not.
That sucks. I mean, big guys have bad wheels typically.
Yeah, they do.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm a huge Braun Strowman fan. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. I want to see him with the sustained title run, at least one in his career. Because he's a Kane, he's an Undertaker. He doesn't need the title he doesn't need to have the title for a long time because he's always a terrifying threat without being a champion. I would just like to see him have one good one for his career's sake.
Yeah, a good 6-month run or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. 2-time champion, good memorable run. Even if it's not that long, just a memorable one. At least 6 months. Yeah. Just that's all I want. I'm not picky.
All right, so up next we get a little bit of news on Aleister Black.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Stemming from his request to go back down to NXT.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he requested that after either after or during the same time the Zelina thing went down.
Yeah.
And apparently, from what Meltzer and Russo are saying, that they don't have anything for him, and that more than likely by second pay-per-view of the new year, he's going to be featured endeavored.
Well,
they'll make enough money on OnlyFans.
I like Aleister Black, but let's face it, the Satanist thing is never going to be the guy you're going to market as your John Cena to kids. It's even too edgy to be your new Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
He's also not a very big guy, even though he's a very talented guy, and he's not great on the mic. He's okay. He's serviceable, but he doesn't have to be good on the mic because he's a quiet dude. It's part of the persona.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not saying he's bad at what he does. He's amazing at what he does. But nothing that I describe to you is Vince. He is Vampiro turned up to 11, and you saw how interested they were ever in having Vampiro in their fucking locker rooms.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate. I don't think that anyone at WWE is going to miss it storyline wise because they didn't really do anything with them anyways.
Yeah, no, not since they brought him
Anyway.
up from NXT. But yeah, if we get to see him in New Japan or probably AEW is where he's gonna go.
What's your final story, Caden?
All right, so the final story happened this past Wednesday. I actually happened to be on YouTube and saw that Up Up Down Down was streaming live for the G4 charity event.
Okay.
And Woods was on there playing some games. He was playing Among Us with a bunch of other wrestlers. And right before they got into playing, G4 announced on his live stream that he is now a G4 host.
Yeah.
Yeah, he nearly broke down crying on his live stream. He took the call and everything on the live stream. It was great.
That's awesome, man.
So
I'm happy for him.
So subsequent G4s and stuff, he's going to be doing shit. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I guess that's why Vince lets him keep Up Up Down Down.
A lot of crossover with that, yeah. Plus, they need to start courting a better video game company to start making their video games.
AEW's ahead of them.
Dude.
Yeah.
They got 3 games coming out.
No Ukes, no Daddy Likey.
AEW's working with Ukes.
I'm talking about the 2K games.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that was Heels Up. We thank you so much for joining us this week. Raw and SmackDown kind of sucked, but, we got a couple of gems out of it. You guys got any closing thoughts?
I know this is more about storytelling than wrestling tonight. So I'll accept it.
I mean, the storytelling wasn't that great, so I won't.
Well, it's about starting a story.
Creed for G4.
Yeah, follow us on social media.
Dude, you're
where
at
at?
6. I need you like a 10.
Where's our social media at, Reedy?
Follow us on Instagram at Rogue Villain Media and like our Facebook page.
What he said. Do those things. And say hi, you mother, for me.